Hello, and welcome to Read Us a Story. What shall we read today? How about Peppa Pig, George and the Dinosaur? George and the Dinosaur.
Dinosaur! Roar!
Shouted George. George and his friends, Richard Rabbit and Edmund Elephant, loved dinosaurs. Wherever they went, they were always searching for fossils, stones, and bones. In the sandpit, at the playground, and even in Grandpa Pig's garden. One day, when Richard and Edmund came to play, Mummy Pig had a special surprise. "We're going on a fossil hunting adventure at the beach," she said, "with Miss Rabbit, the fossil hunter."
Are fossils always dinosaurs, Mummy?
Asked Peppa.
They can also be the remains of plants or animals from a long, long time ago,
explained Mummy Pig. The children put on their fossil hunting clothes and packed their bags with their special tools and fact books.
Ready to go exploring?
Mummy Pig asked.
Yes!
Cheered Peppa, George and George's friends, jumping up and down. The brave explorers set off to meet Miss Rabbit at the beach.
The tide was high last night,
said Miss Rabbit when they arrived.
Hopefully there'll be lots of wonderful things whipped up for us by the waves for us to discover. Yippee!
Cheered the children.
But if not, you can always buy fossils from my shop at the end,
Miss Rabbit continued.
There's an offer on today. 2 for the price of 1.
Miss Rabbit took out her fossil collection to show the children.
The swirly rock is an ammonite, she said. And these shiny rocks are called fool's gold.
Miss Rabbit held up some little rocks with gold bits in them.
Ooh, gold, gasped Peppa. I love hunting for treasure. Unfortunately, it's not real gold, Peppa, explained Miss Rabbit, but it's lovely and shiny. This one is a belemnite, said Edmund,
looking at Miss Rabbit's fossils.
It's an extinct mollusk, and I believe that one is fossilized poo. Ugh, poo,
snorted the other children's.
Don't worry, said Edmund. The poo is millions of years old.
Edmund Elephant was very clever.
Wow, said Miss Rabbit. You really know your stuff, Edmund.
George pulled out a dinosaur book from his bag.
Dinosaur! Roar!
He asked, showing Miss Rabbit a picture of a dinosaur.
No one has ever found a complete dinosaur skeleton on this beach, I'm afraid, George, said Miss Rabbit. But you might find some little fossils like this one in my collection.
Then Miss Rabbit turned to them all and said,
Now, shall we get started?
Peppa walked along the beach, looking at the ground, but she soon gave up.
I can't see anything, Mummy, she said. Just lots and lots of sand and stones. I'm going to build a sandcastle instead.
Meanwhile, George, Edmund, and Richard explored the beach together. They took their fossil hunting mission very seriously. After Peppa had finished her sandcastle, she peered over at George.
Look, Mummy, she called. George has found something.
Mummy Pig and Miss Rabbit looked over at George. Their mouths dropped open. The explorers were pointing to a huge rock further down the beach.
Oh dear, Mummy Pig,
Sighed Miss Rabbit.
it looks like you're bringing the whole beach home with you.
Hello, George, said Mummy Pig. What do we have here then?
Dinosaur,
Said George, holding his arms out as wide as they could go.
big dinosaur.
We believe this rock contains the complete skeleton of a dinosaur, explained Edmund. George found footprints in the rocks near it, which are a clear sign. Can you help us crack it open, please? Are you sure it's not just a big rock? Mummy Pig asked. But then Miss Rabbit took a closer look at it and pulled out her phone.
Yes, that's right, very big.
She said into her phone.
Please come immediately.
Soon after, Mr. Rabbit arrived in a big truck with a team of helpers. Very carefully, they lifted the rock onto the truck. We'll meet you at the museum, Mr. Rabbit called out as they drove off. At the museum, everyone watched excitedly as Mr. Rabbit and his team cracked open the rock. Everyone gasped. Mr. Rabbit was the first to speak. What we have here is a complete skeleton of...
Dinosaur!
interrupted George. That's correct. It is a dinosaur. In fact, it is a triceratops, confirmed Mr. Rabbit. George, you are an expert fossil hunter, aren't you? This is an amazing dinosaur discovery.
Wow!
Everyone cried, looking at the skeleton. Even Peppa was impressed. Now, said Mr. Rabbit, what shall we call this incredible dinosaur?
George saw us first,
cried Peppa.
because George saw the dinosaur first.
Roar! Cheered George. Everyone laughed. In that case, I officially name this dinosaur the Georgosaurus Roar, announced Mr. Rabbit. A big dinosaur needs a big name like that. Everyone loves fossil hunting and dinosaurs, especially George the dinosaur expert. And that was Peppa Pig, George and the Dinosaur. I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, be sure and like the video, and remember, you can always subscribe to the channel at Read Us a Story. Thanks. Bye!